Like I still wake up and I'm like, okay, I woke up. But I was like, I'm just like,
It's just like, you mean my existence? My state of being?
No,
I'm
wake
awake.
up like me. I woke up again.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm still poor, but
I'm still poor.
It's a Steve episode, I guess.
always is. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome. It's fucking hot out here, dude. It's been hot. The weather's rising. The tides are drying.
Fuck everyone that's like, can't wait
Planes
for
are
summer.
dropping.
Fuck you. It's hot.
They can't what? Oh yeah,
Like, I
fuck.
can't wait for summer. Bitch.
Yeah, no, bro. I stepped outside to I was like, I need to get out of the office today. Immediately went back in. I was like, I don't give a
right
fuck.
back in that motherfucker said, hell no.
I
I
was
went
like,
out.
fuck
I went
that.
out for lunch. I got into my car, and my feet were already burning. I was like, I hate it here.
Yeah, you know what the worst part is that it's only I think 90.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Tuesday we're supposed to be 90 with rain.
mm-hmm. Meanwhile, fucking
Bobby.
Vegas or some shit's already burning at 108. I'm like,
Yeah, I
Well,
was
we
gonna
already
say,
had
Monday.
shit catching fire. I was driving on the freeway yesterday and fucking behind the mountain was already on fire. I was like, that's perfect.
The girl on fire. Cat is dirty.
girl is on fire. Oh,
Or Alicia Keys. No, I mean that works too. Two different medias, both same kind of vibe.
dope.
No,
Ish.
Kind of, not really.
not
just-
even.
one of them had to
close.
fight-
Just the name.
One of them had to fight off
The name.
24 other kids, and then the other
And
one.
then bring down to what is it, a capitalistic government.
Yeah.
Politics.
And then the other one
And
is
the other one was
singing
Jennifer
about
Lawrence.
New York.
Oh,
Oh wait,
I'm
what?
kidding. No, it was just a stupid joke. I'm like, imagine that
like,
was
wait,
Alicia
huh?
Keys' backstory.
What?
Jesus,
Just her
Alicia,
being,
freedom
just
fighter.
Badass freedom fighter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
Ew.
It's
can't
two
do this,
fingers.
No, it's
It's not
three,
three.
isn't it?
It's three.
It's three.
Two.
It's three.
Like that.
It's three.
It's three.
It's three.
We'll find out.
It's three. Anyway,
It's one, dude.
It's Juan,
I'm about to
dude.
put one up your butt if you don't move along. Come on.
Why? I like this.
I don't think you planned
Um,
anything, Richard.
I
think
didn't
we're
give a
floating.
fuck. There's nothing planned. What's it called? I did have one thing. No, not really, but it was just more a conversation starter. It's obviously threads have been all over the internet. How do you guys feel about that?
Sorry, I had
Like,
to
what's-
take a breath. I had
Yes,
to cough.
for
he
the
just
three
looked
of
like
us-
he was in pain.
I
by
know.
that,
Yeah. The three of us obviously have been on Twitter for a very long time, and we've used it religiously for comedic purposes and some for other purposes. But
Which
but yeah, what's your guys's what's your guys's thought on it now that it's apparently stormed the internet? Fucking people were talking shit. People were trying to compare it. Obviously, the memes came about. Fucking Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg went at it on the internet for it.
The more the merrier. Why not? I think there should be more media or more forms of social media that are basically the same, just slightly different.
Like blog form.
Whichever. I mean, on just in general, Twitter, Twitter format and stuff like that. Or I just think it's healthy competition, healthy business, because then it causes others to be innovative and not so money grabby
Change
and
it up.
lazy. Because it's when there's other options, that's when everything's in favor for the people. When it's only one thing and one person or one company that's in that field or is dominating, then nobody really wins, because then they have the monopoly over anything and everything that happens. So
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. But
I mean,
it's,
the reason I asked was because obviously we know Twitter's been the reigning fucking champ forever on being on, more on people's. A lot of people choose to have it. The people who never got it, or the people who were never on Twitter, never had one or didn't really dive into it deep enough. From what I've
gathered.
gathered information of people I know personally too. So obviously Threads is totally brand new to them. It's something that's completely different. It's supposed to be a little more innovative for them and stuff. Because obviously now it's just a form of blogs.
Yeah.
You know, you write something stupid, people are gonna see it. You retweet something, or requote something, or you like something, it's gonna pop out. You're obviously gonna see what other people are saying and thinking, and we've been doing it for years because obviously we have Twitter.
One of my coworkers, he's younger. I think he's like 22. But he's never used Twitter. He knows about it obviously because it is one of the bigger social medias. But I asked him, I'm like, hey, what's it called? Did you get Threads already? It was literally the second day, and he's like, no, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's basically just Twitter. And he's just like, well, like, what's Twitter, or like, what do you do on Twitter really? I'm just like, well, it's just kind of like, you say whatever's on your mind, shit. Whatever the fuck.
It's honestly, it's so funny when you really like. There's no right way to explain Twitter to people because people use it for many different things. Like some people use it to fucking vent. Some people use it to look at funny, stupid shit. Mm-hmm. Some people look at it to keep up on news, music. Fucking, there's so many different things. People use it as a business.
Mm-hmm. I told him,
I
told him, I was like, well, because he got it, and then he's just like, okay, well, now what do I do? I'm like, oh, you just fucking look at memes, talk shit if you want, and enjoy it, and for now until everybody starts being toxic. We'll see how far it goes, because that's the thing about it right now about Threads is that, like, yeah, everybody's hopping onto it because it's so easy to just open it up because it's just going off of Instagram.
Yeah,
but it's just like, what's it called? As soon as everything dies down, where everyone's just like, all right, I'm realistically just, a lot of people just don't really use it, anything like that, or see a need for it. It's just gonna be left down to the same fucking little trolls that were on Twitter for the most part. But I know it's just not gonna have porn and shit which is the thing that a lot of people were using it for, because realistically Twitter's just super unhinged and unfiltered, and that's how it is meant to be in a way, but also just like
sometimes a little too much.
Yeah, sometimes a little too much.
Dude, during the pandemic, that shit was just porn. It's just a porn site.
I feel like it still is. At some point.
Well,
because of Tumblr. If Tumblr hadn't like bitched up and said our advertisers don't want to advertise on here, so we're gonna have to get rid of the porn, it's like, why don't you just find advertisers that will? And I'm pretty sure people that actively use it, obviously not just for the porn, but the people that used it for other things stayed because that was like, that didn't affect them. But the people that left, I guess that bothered them, or it affected them. So I guess it makes sense, but it's also like, I guess it feels like you guys really underestimated your porn market, your porn community, because a lot of people were using that bitch. But yeah, so I think it shut down before COVID, honestly.
Yeah, way before COVID.
Yeah, I think a couple months or something like that. So
no,
once COVID hit.
Tumblr? Yeah, that's what shut down back in I want to say 2018, 2019, maybe.
Oh, I thought it was I thought it was really fairly early, because I remember when COVID hit, like Steve said, that was the porn rush of Twitter, like the gold rush in the West. But
I think everyone just got horny and they're like, hey, I can't go out. Yeah,
basically that too. Everybody was just shut in and just
people were like, thirsty. Yo, you want a free sample of what my OnlyFans looks like? Here it is. It's just
so many people also everybody says, oh my god, everybody came out so many things came out of COVID, everybody what's up with this pronoun stuff, what's up with everybody worry about gender and stuff like that, and it's like, you want to know how many people decided to make an OnlyFans and during COVID? I can guarantee at least one person that has an OnlyFans, maybe
I know
two.
A few.
I know two.
Yeah,
minimum, I think.
Yeah, so bro, COVID ran people's fucking pockets dry, and people were like, you want to see titty? You want to see peen? You want to see some cheek? You want to see some feet? Pay up.
Yeah, and shout out to everybody that does it. Good on you. Hustlers. Get that bag. Yeah, fuck it.
Hey, chase your money.
Shit.
Yeah.
Some
people don't even use it for a porn. They lewds.
Yeah. No, cosplay. One of my favorite ASMR artists, his name is Cat Bailey ASMR. He's super good. Love that dude. I've hit him up for a custom video. Super fucking expensive though, but know your value. So I didn't say shit to him. I was like, okay, good to know.
Wait, you paid for an ASMR video?
No, I asked because it's really good, and I like his stuff, and he streams on Twitter, and I really dig the dude.
Mhm.
So I was like, hey, out of curiosity, because I know he does custom videos, I was like, how much do you charge for a custom? He was like, oh, I think he said 15 a minute, and like like a video on average is like 10 to 20 minutes. So I was like,
$150 for
I was like, bro, damn, know your value, because he does good work. But he's on OnlyFans, but he doesn't post porn.
Yeah,
he just posts like ASMR videos and
exclusive videos that you can only get behind paywalls.
Behind the scenes stuff to his ASMR videos apparently. So I was like,
that's cool. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, because technically, OnlyFans didn't start out as a porn site. It just gave the option, that availability for people to just kind of have that paywall access, and people just do it for that.
Well,
like they did that with Patreon, and if Patreon didn't drop their bag, then they would have stayed on Patreon. But now that Patreon's the way it is.
Wait, what's wrong with? I thought Patreon does allow it too.
No, they had an issue. Not like back in the day, they were like the rules got stricter and stricter to the point where the only thing you could really do is lewds and like kind of like softcore stuff. You can't do anything like, I think, penetration related or anything like that.
Hardcore porn, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why it's OnlyFans, and then OnlyFans is about to ruin their bag.
Oh yeah, I remember that. They're fucking idiots.
Yeah, I was like, there's a streamer I've been watching for a very long time. When I first actually opened up just a Twitch just to watch people, I happened to come across her, and it's funny enough, when I started watching her, she was like 200, 300 followers, and now she's pretty big now, at least in her region of there. But she focuses on art. And a lot of her stuff, and she's obviously moved on to different stuff like that, obviously, but she has an OnlyFans, and then like, but her OnlyFans isn't porn, it's her art. Like it's her art, or it's she's a dancer, so she'll record her dances like with her group or her friends or by herself, and I know she like uploads them there because she tells people like, hey, like if you want to see this, it's gonna be there. Or she'll stream some content on Twitch because she's a Twitch streamer. But yeah, no, like I remember like watching her, and like she's all big now. But I was like, when she like mentioned OnlyFans, she straight out was like, no guys, I'm not gonna show, like I'm not gonna get naked. Like that's the bottom line. I'm not getting naked. And people were like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I was like, at that point, it's just a Patreon, but I don't know, with a little bit people. I that's the thing about Patreon too. No, I was like,
the cut's different, I think, on Patreon compared to OnlyFans.
Patreon, I feel like a lot of people don't particularly know what it is, just because I feel like Patreon is a thing that you have to be kind of in the YouTube scene, at least like when it first started out, to kind of know exactly what the fuck is going on there. But because that, you know, only a certain amount of people are actually going to dive into that, it's just like, you know, OnlyFans kind of came in and it's just like, it's gotten so mainstream now that so many people actually do know about it. So now when somebody's like, oh, I have an OnlyFans that you can see the rest of this, or if you want to support me, I have an OnlyFans, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, oh, okay, well, I know what that is. But then they're like, but no nudity. And it's just like, oh, okay. Yeah. That makes more sense, though. It's just more attraction, I think, at the end of the day.
I think I would prefer Patreon. Only because of like the pricing differences that you can have, so you can kind of be a little bit, I mean, no shade to anyone that has a Patreon, but you can be a little bit more scummier with it, a little bit. Scummier is like a harsh word, I understand, but like I guess a little bit more stricter, not stricter, but I guess customizable with your
business,
because there's different tiers. You can have multiple tiers that you offer per subscription, and every like subscription level you can kind of decide what content's available to, you know, each one.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, I get why you want to do Patreon. Like if I was doing that, like if we do it, I would prefer us to do a Patreon. But if you want to have an OnlyFans just to say you're subscribed to our OnlyFans, that'd be kind of funny.
I was gonna say, I also think that like the reason why people who don't do porn, the porn side of OnlyFans, choose OnlyFans is because what comes behind the name of OnlyFans. So it's going to obviously attract a crowd of people who are going to be like, maybe this, but then they'll learn into it and be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
where are the titties at?
I think another
Show
thing
me your
interesting
wiener.
is people that are like, oh, so I've been getting messages, or like, I just thought I should let you guys know I'm not gonna do porn. But like after the initial like,
Yeah.
hey, doing a subscription membership thing that isn't like Twitter's membership thingy that they do for their channels. There's so many options. There's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, fucking
Reddit.
what did we just say? YouTube. Can you pay
Oh
for,
yeah, you can
can
now.
you subscribe to profiles
Yeah.
on Reddit?
Oh,
my
wait,
God.
Reddit? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a premium version of Reddit now or some shit like that.
Jesus.
Not surprised, actually.
I mean,
Or you pay for the coins
makes
now or
sense.
some shit like that. I forgot what it was.
It's like
but
a
it does
lot.
make sense.
That's a lot. That's kind of a lot.
I mean, even TikTok
if you want,
has that,
if
right?
you want to do it yourself,
TikTok
by all
has one
means.
too.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
Oh,
TikTok
you said
has
TikTok?
one.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I was looking at. I noticed it yesterday or
Does
today.
Facebook have one?
yeah, I'm sure they do.
Oh, I'm not on Facebook.
Snapchat has one too.
Snapchat.
They have a
You
premium.
can pay premium profile stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I get. Okay, I'm like, I know that porn people, sex workers, adult entertainers, they accountants, they pay for, or you like charge or pay for Snapchat premium access or whatever. But I was like wondering, why don't you just go through Snapchat? But then there's the whole like, I don't have to cut it with them. They could just I just get the money directly to me. That's answer my own question in my head. But yeah, I mean, I'm not like it's weird, it's wild, but also like you just as long as like a majority of your content, like really good stuff, isn't like just hid behind like a paywall, it kind of just like boils down to video games, you know, and it's like that kind of like consumerism. It's like people don't want to have to pay 40. I'm not saying like Patreon people are doing that, but like $30 to $40 for like content that would make your experience better.
Yeah.
When it could just be
Destiny
open to the public. Is exactly what I am comparing it to. That is exactly what I am comparing that fucking shit to. Destiny will charge you like $20 to $40 per expansion. And if you don't have it, the base game, then you literally can get through the game in like an hour. And then you just do fuck all. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't even know it's free on Destiny anymore because they like pay for everything. But then I think about it too. Like, they're getting money grabby. I don't know who bought. I think it was Microsoft that bought them out, or someone bought them again or picked them up. And I was just like, man, this is whack. You guys fucked up. What are y'all doing? It's just weird. But yeah, so
but keeping it more on the internet base.
Do your thing.
Something that came out and people were upset. I was like, that's cool. I guess because of the name, Logan Paul got engaged and he had his whole video and stuff like
He's
that.
also
Yeah.
getting investigated.
Yeah. So he got engaged and then that happened immediately after.
I didn't know any of this.
Yeah. He got engaged like a few days ago to his girlfriend. Her name's Nina something.
How long have they been dating?
A little over a year.
Okay.
Yeah. But
and he's being investigated?
Yeah, he's being investigated. I forgot for what already.
It's for his fucking that shit Prime, his drink.
Oh yeah.
What's it called?
Why?
I need to say
Are
something
people
about the caffeine
drinking-
being stupid. Oh, the caffeine is said to have the equivalent of 6 cans of Coca-Cola.
God damn.
I guess they're looking into it for whatever reason, which I mean, like, it makes sense because
you can kill someone with that shit, dude.
like, well, okay,
Yeah, but it's consumer's choice.
no,
at that
but
point.
it's also because it's
if it's marketed with that knowledge and that information, if he's making that public,
but that's
and
I think that's the
it's in the
main
back.
thing is that what's it called? Oh, and I have another thing that we have to talk about. What's it called? I think the main thing is that a lot of people are giving him backlash for it is because, in a sense, he's kind of marketing it like in a way to children because
he necessarily marketed. He marketed
That's-
him and
that's the
it was
thing.
marketed as a sports drink to begin
Right.
with. It wasn't for children, just because of the crowd around it. Children are the people who like buy it.
Right. But like realistically, obviously, he never
Who's gonna
specifically
buy
said
it?
this is for kids or anything like that.
Yeah,
But he also necessarily didn't say, "Hey, this, kids shouldn't drink this" or whatever the fuck.
yeah.
and-
Did you know they sponsored Barcelona?
Oh no, I didn't actually. That's
Yeah, him and what's his name?
cool. KSI.
KSI. They got a sponsorship with Barcelona for
Yeah,
Prime.
all YouTubers.
I was
by
like,
the way,
that's
for anybody
crazy.
that doesn't know.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. But anyway, what's it called? Yeah. So I guess there's just like a lot of kids have been seeing like taking Prime to school and shit. I'm talking
Yeah.
like middle schoolers, maybe
Yeah,
elementary.
you could buy it in the fridge and shit,
Yeah,
like off
taking
like
these
a
things,
7-Eleven.
which is like, you know, it's the equivalent of like of you seeing a freaking 12-year-old drinking a big ass thing of Bang or something. Like that's just insane. It's like you don't need that. You're gonna get him hooked as a former addict.
Yeah, and well, to like, I get the. I have to see how it's being advertised, other than him just saying, I have this drink, blah blah blah. Knowing him, I'm assuming, again, I could look it up, but I got distracted on my phone and I put it back down because the minute I'm high too. So the minute I look at my phone and I see a video, I'm gonna want to click on it and completely forget what I was even searching for. So I would have to see how he's advertising it. Knowing him though, it's like an over the top like loud bang, you know, or whatever.
It's not. It's just
So-
his entire thing is drink it. That's
Well,
it.
on top of that, he needs to understand his audience, and he does, which is why he's marketing it the way he's marketing
Yeah.
it. So it's like, you should be more careful about what you're putting into your drink, but it is also not 100% his fault, because parents should be teaching their kids what to buy, what not to buy. And if they know their kids are drinking this shit, you should look it up and you should tell your kid. And if at the end of the day your kid is still getting it, I mean,
yeah,
That's
kids
not
are gonna
on-
do
that's
whatever
not
the
on
fuck they
him.
want at the end of the day. If they fucking get their
Yeah.
hands on it, they get their hands on it.
that's why
I was looking
yeah,
a
so
little
that's-
more into it.
oh.
Apparently, the main thing is that because along with Prime, the energy drink, they also sell a thing called Prime Hydration, which is meant to be like a Gatorade type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
But
what?
apparently they look stupid similar, and there's no like, there's not a very good distinction between the two.
yeah.
So
The cans,
people,
they're both plastic.
I gotta
the
look it
main
up.
people that are saying shit about it are basically saying like it's very easy to get the two mixed, and a lot of parents are accidentally buying the caffeine version, thinking that they're getting the
hydration
one for their
Yeah.
kids or whatever. At the end of the day, do better. just take
Yeah,
a second to look at it.
I think it says in like small. It doesn't say small letters, but it's on it. It says Prime Hydration, and then the other one just says Prime or some shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just, again, you just kind of have to not be dumb, because
Yeah.
I don't know.
So apparently it also the amount of caffeine that is in the drink does go over Canada's regulations. So he is technically breaking the law. They're pretty sure they told him, and he's gonna adjust it, and somebody got the story. So it's like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to like it's the equivalent of 2 cups of coffee or 6 cans of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the caffeine one. It's supposed to be
Thinking
like
about it,
It's not that bad.
it's not terrible, but I also would not want my kid hocked up on that shit at school, and that like,
or just in
having-
general.
number
Some
one,
people-
having to deal with that shit, like as an adult or as a worker or something, like just dealing with somebody at that level, at that age too, like, damn, unless that kid's hyper functioning or some shit like that, while under that kind of caffeine level, like I just assume this kid's a piece of shit. Just
I
so
mean,
annoying and over the top. So I just feel like,
to be
ugh.
fair, a lot of people's bodies, and I don't think we understand it because we're pretty good at it, or we're just accustomed to it. A lot of people's bodies' response to caffeine does not respond well. Like I know people who have gone to the hospital
Oh no,
because
same. Yeah.
off of like a fucking Red Bull.
Mhm.
So it's like, you know, like some people's bodies really don't respond well to caffeine. So even
Yeah.
though it's not as bad, it is to some people. Like I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
as a kid, like I had a really bad response to like fucking 7-Eleven had this exclusive monster slushy, and I bought it, and it was like the big one, and like I kid you not, I spent that
Monster
whole
Slushy? Oh Jesus!
Yeah, no.
I spent that whole night throwing up. Like I threw up that whole night. Like I was just gagging, throwing up fucking liquids. But it was just all the caffeine that was in my body that I was pushing out.
I remember back in the day, Taco Bell had because you know they make their
Dude.
their freezes or whatever.
Yeah.
They made one for Rockstar.
Yeah.
And what's it called? That was back when I was drinking energy drinks like constantly. So I was like, I want to try this. So I went up and I was like, can I get a what's it called? Rockstar freeze, and they're just like, okay. And I was like, okay, can I get a large? And they're like, oh yeah, no, we can't. They only settle in one size, which is like the
Yeah.
small one or whatever, the regular one. I
You're
was
like, let
like,
me get
oh,
two.
why? And it's just like, because if you anything bigger than that and it's a safety hazard, I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, my bad. Guess I
So-
won't
For
have a
your
heart
insides.
attack today.
So some other negative things about consuming energy drinks. I didn't know this. Apparently, it does promote. What is it? Where did it say? Is it says the sugar? Oh, there it is. It can be addictive, of course, because kids, that's going to happen. But it also has the potential to stunt brain development because of the amount of caffeine
Yeah.
that's being
Oh,
consumed.
that would make
Right.
sense.
So,
Yeah, I was like,
Look at
I
all.
shook.
Look at the whole fucking Latin American community, bro. Most
Aye.
well, a little cafecito every night
And morning.
and
Yeah,
morning.
that- my mom
And sometimes for like lunch.
Drinks a cup of coffee to go to bed, but she has like coffee in the morning and then coffee at night. That's it. I think like 2 cups or the equivalent of 2 to 3 cups because
I
she
have,
has like a thermos of coffee.
Yeah, I have like what, like maybe a cup or two. Depends on my day. I'll have like a cup or two at work, and then but that's not including my pre-workout. So
I don't drink caffeine for the most part because it does make me feel like I could have a heart attack, honestly, and shit like that. The only time that I'm okay with it is if it's a mixed drink, which is funny enough, but that's also because alcohol is a downer anyways. So it's like almost counteractive to a certain extent.
it's crazy how bad that shit is. Like putting an energy drink. I remember reading some shit about people were like, it's bad enough drinking an energy because drinking energy drinks in general are just really bad for your
Yeah.
body,
Yeah.
like for your
Mhm.
system. But they're like, when they discovered it tastes good mixing
Red
it
Bull
with
vodka.
alcohol. It's like it is like super bad for
Yeah.
you. Like it's like 3 times as worse. And I was like, well, yeah, it makes sense. Alcohol's poison. Like it's poisoning your
Yeah.
body. Like
Yeah.
it's not. Alcohol was never meant to be
Well, 'cause-
consumed the way
because
we
it's
consume
It's a
it.
downer, and then obviously caffeine is an upper. So it's
Like a
just like
hardcore
yeah.
upper.
Yeah,
So your
so
body is like
your heart's like,
thrown
what do I do?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's why I don't really do caffeine because that happens to me. I remember I had some G Fuel like this first time, and I was like, fucking, my body did not feel good. I felt I had like crazy shakes, but also it's like
Did you get a
it's
headache?
market kind of. It's more of like a body thing and like my chest. I was like, I don't feel good. I've like just feel really icky. And it reminds me of like just doing bunk shit when I was younger, not good drugs. Make sure you test your stuff, kids or adults.
don't
And
do
yeah,
them.
and just feeling like shit. And my body would feel the exact same way when I would do too much G Fuel by accident. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? This is terrible. So I try to like just kind of avoid that with caffeine because that kind of happens after a while. Like if I have like just straight up coffee, but it's not like my version, which is like heavy on the creamer. Like it's basically like like a frap. I basically would turn into a frap. That's like the most I'll go. But even that is like once a week, maybe twice a week. That's it. And even then, I can't remember the last time. I think I had one last week, but like on Monday or something like that. I think I try not to have it all the time. I'm lactose, so that's kind of like my dessert, my milkshake, because I can't really have milkshakes.
You don't ask them for soy?
no, because then it tastes gross.
At the milkshake, the milkshakes.
No, the frap.
Oh yeah, no, I do oat milk. I do oat milk.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
Mhm.
was gonna be like, wait. I was like, do you just punish yourself as your treat? Like, what the fuck?
No. That's why I do.
Oh, okay,
I do that
okay.
instead of like coconut ice cream bars or something like that. Just because obviously it's faster, it gets delivered quicker, and if I were to do anything like if I eat somewhere and it's usually like a fast food that'll do delivery, and if their drinks like or shakes, if they have shakes, obviously there's no replacement for the milk from fast food places. It's always just whole milk. So I'm forced to figure out dessert for myself if I want to. It's usually I kind of do later in the night because of weed, but that's just munchies.
I've
Just
never been a dessert person.
That's just munchy shit.
Like
Yeah,
I always
not
hear
heavy
you
on
talk
it.
about. I always hear you talk about like you'll have your meal, you'll have this, and then like you're like, oh, and I'll have dessert. And I was like, I tried once. I remember one time I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to get dessert. By the time I finished eating, I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm tired of eating. I don't want to do this shit no more. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, when I was younger, I would have like the sweet afterwards, like a decent amount of time, but like that was like once every Sunday when my family and I would go to like Sizzlers and we'd have breakfast, and then like my brother and I would just be waiting for my parents, and they're like, do you want a little cup of ice cream? Because then we go to the swap meet afterwards and we like walked it off the whole time and stuff like that. So it was like a little family thing. But now when I mention dessert, it's literally because I ate and then I waited a bit. Like I eat anywhere from like 5 to 7, and then 4 hours later, 5 hours later, a normal person would be getting ready for bed to go to work tomorrow. I work for my family, and we all are like, we'd like to start later if we start earlier, as long as everybody goes to sleep around 2 a.m. in this house, even if we have to wake up early. So that's kind of like just the life. So I'm up till then. So I'm like, okay, I kind of want like something sweet. I want a snack. And if nothing in my house is going to satisfy like my munch, then I'm going to munch on some frap.
That's my night owl incoming, because I have work at early as shit, but I still end up staying up to like 2 sometimes, just because the night owl in me just finds it a lot better, bro. I hate waking up early, but it is what it is.
You know, funny enough,
I love doing shit at night.
I've tried. More productive. I've it's been a while now since I like went to sleep at 2. I've been like slowly, progressively working on my sleep schedule. But if I go to sleep at 2 and I go to work, holy fuck, am I dysfunctional? Like, I'm like typing in the wrong fucking numbers. I'm missing something on like my formats. Like, I'm completely fucking doing the math wrong or putting the wrong account. Like, my brain just does not work like at all. I am so like disassociated from like my entire workspace. So it's like anything past like, because there's times where I'll wake up maybe like at 1 and I'll be like, oh fuck, I go back to bed. But like anything, if I'm up, and I remember this very clearly, if I'm up and it's like 2:30, I go to bed, I'll make it to work on time, but I am just so not fucking there, and it is like the shittiest fucking day of my life. Like that's why I'm like, I hear Richard like say it all the time. He's like, oh yeah, I still stay up. I'm like, yeah. I cannot fucking like, I just cannot function like that anymore. Like, I think it's also because like I do so much, I have to do so much math, and it has to be like very quick now because we get all these like rush, they call them rush orders.
It's more brain work than it is like manual labor. I feel like manual labor, you can kind of like
get away with it a little bit.
Well, it's muscle memory at some point. Like you just kind of like put yourself into like that kind of work mode, and then you're like, okay. Then you kind of go through the motions. I think that's why whenever new stuff is thrown at me, like my parents are like, oh, they want us to do this. I get so fucking pissed. I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, it just throws off my flow because I'm autopiloting on like four hours of sleep, and I'm just like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I personally,
and then someone throws something in there, I'm like, no, no, I allocated my energy perfectly so that when I get into the car, I can fall asleep. Damn it.
Now I have
like, now I'm gonna be sleeping.
Now I have to reach into the reserves.
Yeah, then it's like, because then at the very end of it, I'm like, oh, okay, I've done my part. How's everybody else doing? Because it's like it's a team job. Right. It's usually like 3 of us at minimum, or 2 to 3 people doing the job. So it's just kind of like you just sit around and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, it's because we all, again, it's a family business. We all live together. So it makes more sense. It's just money wise and gas wise. Like overall, we're all saving the most now compared to like if we were working separate jobs and shit like that. So it's like somebody is always just like, kind of just like, what the fuck? Are we done yet? Mm-hmm. Come on, let's go. Like it just kind of like it gets draining. But yeah, that's also, I understand. Privilege, because that's like a privilege, because I'm usually off work by like 2 at the latest, unless it's like a school. I have to clean schools, unless it's like one of those nights. That's like 1 day out of my whole week that I get home like at 7 p.m.
Yeah,
I had the
like I personally I also hate that groggy feeling of like like I still wake up and I'm like, fuck, I woke up. But I was like, I'm just like,
it's just like, you mean my existence? My state of
being? I wake up like, oh, fuck me, I woke up again.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm still poor, but
I'm still poor.
What's it called?
But I don't know. I just can't. Like, I think I've also like been trying to like work and rewire my brain into like just not wanting that space anymore, because I'm like, fuck, it is so fucking dragging to like be at work like that. Mm-hmm. And I think in the same, I think it's also because like for the ones who don't know, like my job is an office-based job, so I'm literally sitting in my spot. on my computer. They give me the privilege to walk around if I want to, go get some water, take a little break if I need to. Like they don't really they don't micromanage us at all. Like when I say at all, I mean at all. But
that's what I like about
no.
adult jobs from like this era, because are like people that are kind of part of this generation or kind of understand work culture and like work health. It's like you're an adult. You're gonna do your job. If you don't do your job, then you're just gonna get fired. Not obviously off a warning one, but like that's the end goal. It'll happen, and we can't find someone to replace you. Like that's easy, and I feel like everyone understands that. So then it's that mutual perspective. Like with that being said, do your work the way you see fit, as long as it gets done and it's good.
No, exactly.
I saw this it's a thing. I don't know if it's the same with you guys, but with me, because I do think I have some form of ADD. I'm not gonna self-diagnose because I don't know shit about it. Obviously, I haven't gone to a doctor, but from what I've seen, it's a very common thing for people with ADHD or whatever to need deadlines or consequences, like very, very tight deadlines in order to really stay productive. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's me. Like if I went to a job and then just like, just get it done as soon as you can or whatever, blah blah blah. I'm like,
you feel like you'd slack.
I'm like, so what's my time? What's my time limit? And it's just like, oh, like I don't know, a month. I'll be like, I'm not gonna worry about it until like the fucking 2 days before. It's like school, bro. Like I would not do projects until like literally a day or two before it's the deadline. Sometimes even the night before.
I got better with projects.
The class before.
I would start like a couple days before if it was huge. I would at least drop a plan, and if I would gauge it like, okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Can I do this the day before? Is this feasible the day before? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do it the day before. I remember I had to do. We were doing world history. I think it was 8th grade, something like that, or American history, and they were like, present a project, something that's visual. You're going to be presenting it to the class, and it has to involve some type of information, knowledge. You're like something that is worth learning or whatever from that era. So my plan was, oh God, what did I end up doing? All I could think of was I'm just going to make a journal, and I'm going to pretend that I'm a doctor taking care of like, the wounded. And I'm just going to go, and in the journal, I'm just going to be detailed with what the doctor did, because that's like easy. I just put in like, oh, did this, had this tool, had that tool, was located here, like give actual facts.
Yeah.
My dumbass waited to the fucking, I think the day before or the day of. And I remember just sitting in my class, and I think it was a day of, because I remember I asked someone for a lighter. I was sitting there and I was like, I have my pages, but my plan was to like kind of put it in, get like cardboard or something, and then like tie it, have my dad kind of cut holes, tie it, and then I was gonna have like a makeshift book, but I didn't do that. So I was like, okay, what's the next best thing? So I got like a poster board from my like, what is it? It's the class that you plan stuff like school events and stuff like that. I forgot what it's called. Committee class, basically. Okay. It was something like that. So I got the board from one of our posters, and then I was like, okay. So my brain then made this plan of, I'm gonna burn the edges of the paper, and I'm gonna make it look like it was like an explosion or something, like they're just war torn from a journal or whatever. And I put them all on the board, and I don't know where I got the lighter, but I did. I burned the edges, and I wrote it all down that day, like the couple classes before, and I presented it. And she was like, Lee, this is amazing. I was like, oh shit, yes, dude.
You're like, I'm gonna make it far in life.
Oh my God, my procrastination really gave me clutch. And she kept it. I think she might still have it to this day, because I remember, maybe not this day, but the last time I had gone, I think I was still in college, and I went to the classroom, and she was like, oh, we still use your project as like an example of what a good simple project can like do. And I was like, awesome. I never told her. I was like, yeah, that shit was done day of. Here's Mr. So-and-so's lighter.
I wrote a whole like essay on a book we were supposed to read for like half of the whole semester. All I did was go through a couple pages, read the back of the book, and I was just like, I wrote the whole thing. Gotta be. I was like, we out here.
Yeah.
I had in
And it was only
11th
because
grade.
spelling errors.
In 11th grade, it was a year project. It was supposed to be from the day that we got in till the day that, you know, what's it called, the final day of the class for the year. We were supposed to research colleges or whatever. It's for English. Research colleges and do a whole presentation on this fucking college that we chose or whatever the fuck, and just like explain like the history behind it, why we're choosing, but all this other, you know, fucking college bullshit that
Mumbo jumbo.
exactly. And they're like, yeah, so she's like, you have the year to do it. I'm just letting you know because it's a big project, and I don't want you guys, like, I want you guys to do, like, you know, your research and blah blah blah. I have all these rough drafts and shit. And I was like, all right, cool. I forgot about it for like the whole fucking first semester. She reminded us the beginning of the second semester, and I was just like, oh yeah, I should probably like do something with that. I didn't do shit, and then it was the week of the final day, and she's like, reminder that it's due on Friday or whatever the fuck, right? And I was just like, fuck. I was like, I completely forgot about it. What's it called? And I was like, I should probably go do that. Again, they didn't do shit until fucking the night before, and I was just like, fuck, I need to turn that in because it was basically our final, right? And I was just like, it's supposed to be this whole PowerPoint and shit, so I'm just there fucking. I went up going with Berkeley School of Music. It's in Boston or whatever. And I was just like, all right, whatever. I got to make up all this bullshit, right? Make it look somewhat prettier and shit. And by the next morning, what's it called? I presented it because it was my first class of the day, I think. First or third, I don't remember. Whatever. I presented it, and what's it called? She's just like, yeah, that was like one of the better projects out of the entire group and shit. I was just like,
hell yeah.
fuck you guys. I think I ended up getting like A or B on it, but I got a B in the class overall, and I like procrastinated the whole fucking the whole class. But
Public school system sucks, you guys.
it's not built for people like us.
I was gonna say it's not built to cater to people with like just attention disorders, basically. Like that just, it doesn't, like, to kind of connect it back to what we were talking about. Like if and when I was given just free reign on like a project, and then the deadline was just by the end of the day, and I would be like, okay, and I like put it off till my coworker was like, Lee, did you make that thing that so and so wanted? She's emailing me about it. I was like, fuck. And he was like, we got an hour and she's got to send it to the whole company. I was like, no. So got it done in like 10 minutes, sent it out, and she was like, what's the symbol? I'm like, that's the logo of the business. She was like, oh, like you guys have gone there before. Didn't you recognize? She's like, oh no, it just, okay. I was like, right. And everybody thought it was my signature for the art, for the fucking bulletin newsletter that I did. I was like, you guys have gone to this place like 4 or 5 to 6 times. What do you mean? These are fucking idiots,
bro. Okay, hold on.
Free reign, that shit's tough.
What's it called? We have these meetings that we have with all of our locations of our company, and the whole thing is that we were supposed to each location was supposed to come up with like its plan or whatever to like basically like for inventory and all this other bullshit. I don't remember, and I took it as, okay, make a little Word document, whatever, right? Just really quick, laying out your plan, how you're gonna execute, blah blah blah. I did that. We got to the meeting and shit. Everybody didn't do shit. They just kind of like, said it off the top of their heads or whatever. And then they got to our location and they were like, oh, so like, what's your guys' plan? I was just like, oh, I wrote a whole document. Like, I didn't mean to be extra, but I did. And then just like, oh yeah, that's like, that should be the basic standard and blah, blah, blah. And everyone was just like, oh, did you go to school? I'm like, yeah, didn't you fuckers? I'm just like, oh
my God,
man.
you're so good. Did you study for this? I went to public school.
I'm like, as much
in LA.
As much as public school is a joke, I mean,
we could use PowerPoint, and I'm pretty sure if I don't know if my dad could figure it out. Who would it? I know a couple uncles that couldn't figure out PowerPoint if you fucking really sat them down there for an hour. Maybe they figure out how to type on the page, but they wouldn't figure out how to like add more.
Only thing I wish I learned how to use better is Excel.
Excel, yeah, because that's like every
I know how to use it.
fucking business
I
still
know how to
uses it.
use
And
it.
Yeah, we
but
use it. We use it at work. I use it at my job for sure.
But I know people that know all these shortcuts and shit, and like actually like formulas or whatever.
Like how to make formulas and shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro,
I know the basics.
I need it.
I was gonna say it's almost like lower entry level coding to a certain extent. Like you just remember these long streams, and that like causes your document to do different things. But yeah, deadlines and shit like that, and like work. I remember in like high school, I would wait till like the last hour, the last 30 minutes to do the essay portion. Like the hard shit, I was always wait and procrastinate till the very last moment. That kind of happens to me. It's like toxic trait.
I think for me, it's just like my brain being like, is it how important is this right now? I'm just like, not that important right now. I could wait. And it's just like, okay, well, what else is important right now that you should probably get to right now? And I'm just like, oh, it's this, and this. And in reality, it's just like, you know, it's really not that important, but it's just like something that's like right there that can get done now. Yeah, I think it's just my brain just kind of prioritizes things a little different. That's all it is. Schoolwork is not one of those.
I could be playing Valorant right now. Why am I gonna do this? Richard's inner brain.
As he's unloading.
Oh wait.
Whoa,
different kind of unloading.
Jesus.
Oh my
different
God.
kind. Speaking of Valorant, apparently the fan might not just be a China server exclusive.
It's not. Yeah. Thank God. I want it. Never wanted something more in my life.
It's a pretty
cue
fan.
the fucking.
Instead, we got his kitten and her master.
Oh no.
Cue the fucking. I don't need it. SpongeBob fucking voice line, because that's me right now.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it.
Yeah, I want that. I want that fan so hell yeah, dude. I see that shit. I was like, why? I was like, bring it over here.
My gamer ass fucking Katana fan looking having ass. Eat that. He wants to eat that shit up. God damn, it is so pretty.
It is a very pretty fan.
Yeah. Oh, for those that don't know, we're talking about a video game knife that you have in a game.
A knife that you'll spend like $40 on.
Yeah, it's like anywhere. It's like anywhere from 40 to 80 bucks. So
yeah, we have problems.
It's almost on the level of like collector NFT kind of shit. Like sometimes they don't sell. Sometimes the items don't sell. They don't sell them anymore. Sometimes they're not available anymore. So it's a matter of like, if I don't get it, I might never get a chance ever again.
Bro, I just need them to open up a system that just like lets you sell your skins or some shit, like CS:GO. Like that'll just be perfect. Like there's
I'll sell my whole account.
Zach, my friend, plays CS:GO, and but he uses Faceit. I don't know if you guys know what Faceit is. Faceit's just a third-party app that you can go through, and they kind of run servers and games, and they kind of have their own ranking system and stuff like that. But for Faceit specifically, they show you who has the highest price cosmetic in your lobby. So like you'll get into the lobby and you'll see someone with like a $13,000 knife or a $10,000 op skin, and it's like,
dope.
God damn, dude. Jesus Christ. And then when you ask people, the best part too is like most of them are like, oh yeah, I just got it out of a case. It's like, my God, you were holding $10,000 in your account, and what are you doing? Twirling it in a video game.
Basically
calling people slurs and stuff.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, okay. Switching the topic really quick. Before we end, because we're close. Did you guys hear about that Jonah Hill shit?
Close. Wait, sorry, what?
Did you guys hear about that Jonah Hill shit?
Yeah. You want my honest and fastest opinion behind it? I don't think it's abusive.
I don't.
It's not.
Is it seen as abusive? I thought it was seen as more of like
manipulative.
Manipulative, kind of. I think
there's abuse. Well, I mean, it's considered abuse. It's emotional. It's considered. It's in the realm of emotional
I would
abuse
say-
when you're like.
I would say toxic, but I guess toxic can
I
be
think
seen
it's
as
toxic.
abusive.
But
So
here's the thing. Okay, here's my fastest argument behind this,
Mm.
and only because I looked into it and I looked up.
Wait, hold on.
like,
Before
looked at
we go into, explain really quick what exactly what. Yeah,
situation.
because
So
some
there
people
was a
might not
text
know.
message between him and his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend now. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
girlfriend at the time.
basically, he's saying that there's boundaries between a relationship, and this is like it's something that he obviously wasn't happy with, and he didn't like that she did, and this and that. Here's the counter argument behind that. She was doing all this before she met him. She was trying to be a professional surfer. Her entire Instagram page is of her surfing. It's not some bullshit where it's like she's just taking little like Instagram pics for likes. She's genuinely doing this because she's trying to make this as a career.
Okay.
He went in this relationship very well because he has to. He's a celebrity. Very well knowing this. I'm like, what kind of person were you chasing when they're doing this? Because they're self-promoting themselves. She's not doing anything explicit. She's not showing her asshole in camera.
Yeah.
wait, so
I'm confused.
You said you were on the side of Jonah Hill, basically.
No,
so you're,
no. I'm on the side of the crowd. The people who are
Okay.
like, why is he so upset?
Oh, okay.
I was so
I see.
confused. I was like,
you're
you're
wording it-
defending him? I was like,
Well, fuck
yeah.
no.
That's why I was like, oh, okay. I'm very curious to hear
No,
this one.
I am not on the side
I
of Jonah.
see.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's a
so-
stupid. It's a stupid thing for people to side with him for that. Where it's like,
Yeah.
bro,
no,
you're on
100%.
TV. Like you're a
It's-
celebrity.
It really gives a vibe, and it understand setting boundaries is very important for yourself, for your relationship, and for your partner. It's for self-respect, healthiness, things of that sort, whatever. But when it comes down to this scenario and this like these boundaries, air quotes, that were set, it very much gives off like what's the word I'm looking for? Not conceited. It's
Self-centered.
Self-conscious.
Oh.
Self-conscious. It's a very like little dick energy.
Insecure.
Not gonna lie.
It is very
It's insecure.
it
That's
is-
the word. It's
It is
insecure.
big little dick energy.
It's like it's almost the meme or the saying of if you're gonna get with a baddie, you can't be mad when the baddie's bad.
Exactly.
Like, that's on you. You knew what you were getting into. You knew what the fuck was gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yep.
What the fuck did you think was gonna go on? You thought she was just gonna be this baddie for you, and then just be some homely nobody outside. Like
Yeah.
the fuck. But to get into a little bit of the specifics. So yes, his girlfriend at the time was a professional surf teacher.
She's an instructor.
Well, no, his girlfriend at the time, like his girlfriend, she was his girlfriend at that time. Not like she was, not at the time she was the surf instructor. She still is, yeah.
Yeah.
But she does it professionally, and he had an issue with her posting pictures of her surfing on her Instagram. He had issues with her hanging out with people that aren't of similar lifestyle of her. And he had an issue with her posing in pictures with other guys. And he also had an issue with her in a bikini. All while this was done on her professional page where she is advertising her business because that is her job. That is her livelihood. And of course you're going to post yourself in a bikini. But the sad part too, that just Jonah Hill just looks like a cuck bitch. No offense to people that want to be cucks and like being called bitches or whatever. But the photo he showed that you could kind of see like a little bit of in the screenshot or something like that. It's just her on a surfboard with like a top swim top covering. Like it looks like a surfer top and just bikini bottoms.
Bro,
and
it's
she's
funny-
like surfing. She looks
Yeah,
awesome.
what do you-
And I'm
it's
like,
It's a video of
surf-
her standing on a board surfing. I'm like, do you know how much skill that takes for you to just fucking
dude, you know how
stand
hot
on the
that
board?
is? Are you kidding me? Like, I would see that and be like, babe, we're gonna have sex on that board tonight. Are you kidding me? You're gonna put that butter all over me. We're just gonna wax your shit all over with our bodies. Like,
I don't know
Jesus
about that part.
Christ, hell yeah! I'd be so into it. I'd be like, where's that beach
So-
at? We're going back later tonight. Damn.
So I have the text that he sent that basically
Yes.
the whole thing is like, is this
So I used the word
boundaries?
boundaries.
Yeah. So his whole thing is that this is setting healthy boundaries for himself as far as relationships go, and basically it says if you plain and simple. If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, and friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. And there's people who are just like, oh yeah, it's just him setting boundaries for a relationship for himself, blah blah blah. And it's just like, no, that's setting rules for a woman to follow should they decide to date you, where it's just like, it's not so much for like, a healthy mindset or anything. It's literally just controlling their life instead of, a kind of like you guys adjusting to each other, or like connecting with each other in a sense. I don't know. I can't really word well right now, but all I'm saying is it's very controlling. It's very stupid, shallow,
very manipulative,
dumb bullshit that is just like little dick energy all through.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
I gotta say, just from the big guys of the world, I think I can say, well, maybe some of them might agree with what Jonah Hill said, but for the ones that are like me, I gotta say, when Jonah was bigger, he didn't suck as hard. I feel like every time he does or says or do or like anything that involves him nowadays,
he looks great, by the way.
Yeah, he looks good, but like, what a crappy person.
Yeah,
that's a shit thing to say to somebody.
Bro, like, couldn't you kept that personality of like when you were chunkier and then just like looked good? Like, you couldn't do that.
It's just insecurities, dude. Insecurities.
Yeah, that's the sucky part, is that it's the insecurities from, I'm pretty sure from back then, that are now manifesting into this, like, I know I look good, this is my boundaries, you don't respect me. And it's just like,
it's like I should be all you want type of thing.
Yeah, the language he uses is also very like this new like woke bro, like,
yeah.
I've gone to therapy, so let me use these key words or phrases.
Exactly. Let me use these keywords.
You were on mental health TikTok because you were dating or interested in some goth baddie for a little bit, and then you got some mental health TikTok. Shut the fuck up,
bro. When I read that shit and I saw he said boundaries, I started laughing. I was like, you have a little dick. Shut up. Nobody cares.
There was the boundary. I want to take a shot for every time boundaries or boundaryless lifestyle was used in that fucking text message, because I'm pretty sure I'd get drunk. Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. Completely unrelated to the Jonah thing, but now that you brought up drinking game, I told Steve, because he sent me a TikTok of like this documentary or some shit about some haunted place or whatever.
It's on Netflix. It's not a place. It's basically it's a group of people who simultaneously go into the six groups. They go into the most haunted places at the same time. Like in the world, and basically it's not that crappy footage. They're not using all these little EMF readers, all this bullshit that obviously big TV shows, in hopes to capture actual footage of something. And the little things like the TikTok glimpsed out, I was like, because I've experienced paranormal, I was like, this looks good. I was like, I kind of want to do this.
Wait, you want to do it, or you want to watch it?
The drinking.
So I told him, like, he's like, let's watch this, and I was just like, okay, but we have to turn it into a drinking game, and I just wanted to like, want to do it so that like we watch it and then we take we drink or take a shot or whatever. Whenever like those stereotypical shit happens in like every one of these dumbass haunted documentaries, it's like, and then I don't know, like the lights start flicking, or you could hear a little whisper or some bullshit, something. The cliche, cheesy shit. I'm just like,
it sounds close to like Grave Encounters-esque, not like the movie and like the whole cheesy like thingy, but like the fact that there were like multiple people going into this place and they had like their own video cameras that you can kind of see, and they had like their own like, so you can see their point of view, and some of them didn't really have like equipment or anything like that. That's what it's kind of giving me. It's just like the person's like raw point of view and what's going on there. That sounds gross. That sounds gross. That sounds creepy and gross.
You know what annoys?
I was like, when Richard told me this, I was like, I want to watch it because I want to entertain. I was like, Richard just wants to watch something so you can drink and bash on. I was like, basically, is what we're going to.
Because I'm never gonna believe in it. True. Like anytime they do that shit where it's just like,
that's crazy.
The thing that made me mad about it, because when they're like, yeah, they don't allow big groups or whatever. I'm like, why? Why not? Why not have
I
more
think-
witnesses? And then if you
'Cause
bring up
it's-
some bullshit that is just like, oh, it's spiritual and this, they won't show up if it's in a large group. Why not? Fuck you. Like, there should be a bunch of people there.
I think because like what they say is like less likely to happen again because it is spiritual shit. It's
It's
basically like
energy.
yeah, I think it's like when it's one person, there's more fear and there's more like negative energy, especially if it's in a negative place. That kind of makes sense to me on like like energy level kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But because when it comes to multiple people, it's like I don't know, the energy's not there. Even when I'm in a big group of people and I'm doing anything scary, I'm like
You're less prone to
80%
be
less
scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because I know someone's
It's a
gonna
comfort. It's a comfort zone.
someone's gonna joke, someone's gonna say something, someone's not gonna take it serious, and it's easy to feed off of that energy and that vibe when you are like the complete opposite, and it's easier to pick up on that stuff. So I think that's why it's like it kind of also depends. You said multiple people are going to different places. How many people per like is it-
3 or 4, maybe.
It's like yeah, no,
that
it's
is
like
terrifying.
no, it's like 2 or 3 people.
That is terrifying. 4 I could do. I would do that like very scaredly, but that's like doable.
And they're going
3,
into like and it's
throw
not like
up.
it's not like the bullshit haunted places. It's like the big popular ones that people know about. Like I like off the bat, I noticed one of them was the Amityville house. Another one was like this saloon that's existed like in the middle of fucking nowhere. And then the other one was, of course, the house where Annabelle resided for a couple years, or where she still does, actually.
Gross. Yeah, I'd watch that. I would have not participated. It also makes me sound like that sounds like Hollywood is trying to make something happen. Like I just imagine like 6 groups of
Well, it's
people
Netflix.
going into. Yeah, I know, but that's still Hollywood. Netflix is still part of Hollywood. It's entertainment. It's a media. But my point is that I feel that just sounds like someone's trying to cause like some creepy ass ritual to happen or something like that. Like 6 innocent souls walk into 6
They're trying to
very
finish the
dark
Easter egg.
places. Yeah, and they're trying to like.
I hope
all
they
right,
do.
now we
I really
appease
hope they do.
the Dark Lord from raising.
You wouldn't know
and
what to do.
You know
You know
like,
what I
oh,
would do?
Jesus.
I would be like, finally, fucking just stop going into these
No, you
places
wouldn't.
and trying to prove something that's not real. That's just
No,
me.
you'd go into like actual panic.
Well, obviously, like if something fucking huge comes out and it's just like, fucking Cthulhu or some shit, and I'm just like, oh shit, they were right. Damn, that's crazy. I'm scared. Fuck. Okay, but at least then it's like, okay, now it happened.
At least
Good.
then
Thank God.
he knows.
Something happened. That's all that matters. The rest of the
I
time
would-
is just some like,
I would
oh,
die
it's
if we
all up
like
for
told you so.
interpretation or whatever.
Like
I'm like, okay, fuck it. Next move. Come on. Instead of wasting time. That's all I'm saying.
But I'd be down to watch it. I wouldn't want to watch it with Richard. If Richard's gonna be there, he has to be muted. I would watch. I would be willing to watch it.
because you'll shit on it.
Well, I mean that's why he said sure.
That's
He
not-
did-
yeah.
Yeah, that's
'cause
why I
if he
said
had-
I'll mute.
If he had said no, then I'd be like, you better you think about that one. But it's just mainly because of like the vibe. You want to watch stuff like that to kind of be scared, or to like really immerse yourself in it for the
Yeah.
most part. So I'd be into watching it to see what happens. I would only give it maybe like 2 episodes or like it has to catch me.
You know what it is?
I don't really want to watch like multiple episodes if it's just kind of like what's gonna happen. It's only like one thing that's kind of trippy.
On the
you know?
little trailer
That'd be a little bummy.
that he sent me, what I saw, it was like their main thing was just like, yeah, they put up these cameras and then all of a sudden all the cupboards just open by themselves, blah blah blah.
Well, they didn't say it. They didn't say that. It was the guy who is the TikTok channel was
whatever. That's
describing
all I'm
it.
saying. Like you see it happen or whatever. At least like according to them, right? I'm just like, okay, like I need concrete proof that just wasn't somebody just with strings, But again, I'm not gonna say shit just because obviously, apparently, Lee is more of them on the believer side than I am. But that's just us shit. I will mute if we watch it together. I'm just gonna sit on it on my own and laugh.
Well, yeah, because I think it's for the most part like you want to watch it to kind of like because you believe in it and you kind of want to see something like that just to kind I don't know just to trip out a bit. And it's also like the same thing of like you're kind of immersed. It helps with the immersion of like the whole vibe. So once like something is thrown off that is opposite, it's like, oh, okay, well now I'm uninterested.
I think that's why for me the better part for, or like the same version for me for that is just fucking like murder shit, documentary shit of like going into people's psyches, because for me, like, that's real. That shit happened. I want to know what the fuck led up to that, and like, you know, all these.
I don't think that's horror though.
That they did, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, for example, like going into like the Charles Manson murders, or going into fucking the, what the hell's his name?
One of them got freed,
Ramirez.
by the way.
Oh, I know, I saw that. The Richard Ramirez murders and all that shit. Like, I just want to know because, you know, like, normal people aren't like that, so I'm just curious as to like what led to that.
Funny enough, it's because we're just gonna get on that topic. It's like I lost interest in all that because I watched so much of it and I read so much about it that I was just like, it's all the same shit.
Yeah,
like they're all the same shit. So I was like, there's no curiosity for me behind it anymore. I'm like, they at some point in their life they had a twist, and that twist led to this manifestation of what they believe in, and it caused them to do these things in real life. And that's kind of what most murderers are, like that. At least serial killers like that, who make it an artistic thing to take their time and do something that stands out.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like it's all the same thing. You had a shitty past, you took it on people in your adult life because you were still a shitty person.
But that's the thing for me. It happened, and I'm just like, damn, that shit happens in real, in like, you know, in the real world, and that a lot of us are blind to. That's all I'm saying.
I'm kind of the same on both sides. Like, can you see the appeal, like watching something, like, I think that's why people like movies, especially when it does come to horror movies, where it's like based on true stories or based on real events or something like that. Cause it's like, oh, okay, this really happened and they made a movie of it, so it's going to be entertaining. I think that's the issue with me when it comes to like true crime stuff, because basically true crime, with stuff like that, it's like kind of like Steve, I agree. The reasoning kind of just becomes the same almost, and you kind of you can kind of guess for the most part. But then also for me, when it comes down to stuff like that, if the reason isn't good enough, I'm gonna be like, so you were just a piece of shit.
Yeah,
great. Something fucked up happened to you, and you just didn't bother seeking help or something like that, and then you decided to kill people for it. Cool, love that. Thanks, awesome. I lost 30 minutes of my life. Great, but if it's something that's a little bit more unique, or if whatever the crime is like interesting, as fucked up as it is, because it's most likely takes like a gruesome death to happen, and like hyper details somehow reach me, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me like look into it more.
Yeah, I mean, there's still entertaining.
That's usually what it takes.
Yeah,
but I think the draw for like spooky stuff, kind of like what's like the show that he was talking about, it's the fantastic, not fantastic, but like phantasmal, like, you know, it's like it's like it's like no, it's kind of like magic. It's almost like make believe a little bit. Like, you can believe it, you cannot if you don't want to, but it's just like something trippy happened. Like, you kind of like, again, it's like immersion. You put yourself in that situation. That's why horror movies and everything get so scary, because you're immersed and you're imagining it happening to you, or you're kind of like feeling that vibe. So I think that's why it's like I can kind of get into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
I don't think, at least for me, I don't think it falls under that. Like, I imagine it happening, and to me, it's just more like, it's just like that unresolved question of like, is this real? Is this not? How much of it is it real? How much is it? Do people actually experience something? Like, do I have to physically be there to try to experience that, or like, can we see something? You know, like, is something really gonna happen, or like, does something like worth watching capture that moment? Is what draws me. But I don't think I've ever like put myself in the position of like, damn, what would I do if I'm in there? Like, I'm watching it, and it's just more like, that's why I like paranormal shit, because there really isn't a true answer. There's always that division of it's real, it's not real, or what's real and what isn't real. And for the most part, it's like, I think 90% of the people who don't believe in it is because they've never experienced something close enough where they've questioned it, or they've tried to like bring light to it to try to not address it and avoid being in the crowd of the believers behind it, type of thing. So that's why I watch it, because I like watching, like, I personally like being spooked, because I think paranormal shit is real. There is a level to it, because there's too many cultures, too many countries, too many places that have not the similar story, but have experiences. So it's like, there's no way this isn't real if we have all these like old folk Japanese cultures things that have paranormal. We have our own. India has their own. Like all these places have these like paranormal things that that coexisted in in the time that we've existed. So why wouldn't it be real, or how isn't it not real type of thing?
Yeah, I can see that, like the patterns, I think, kind of hold I think that's also that's also a good thing. Or I think that helps with the argument of like it is real, because how do you explain multiple cultures and different time periods where they had no access to each other but all experiencing the same thing and kind of depicting the same kind of imagery. So I feel like that kind of helps. But yeah, no, it's interesting. I just think it's also entertaining. You obviously don't see that shit in your life all the time, so it's just something to watch. But that also just goes back to why do people like to play video games about, like, you know, elves and shit, or outer space, and or like people with magical powers. It's because it's interesting.
It's entertaining.
You know? It's entertaining, and that's all we're here for, is to be entertained.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the podcast.
I hope we entertained you. Hey.
Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. We appreciate you. We love you. I don't care about the final remarks this week. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
He never cares about them. He's a downer when it comes to this part. But anyway, it's me and Lee's favorite part. So yeah, there you go.
To be fair, Richard's like a downer 90% of the time. So surprised he's in it.
I'll go first.
We're shitting on each other.
So my musical choice, or not choice, recommendations is going to be Phases by Blaze Jenkins. Phases, PHASES, and then Blaze BLAIZE.
Don't worry why I spelled it like Face
Jenkins. And see, that's why.
That's terrible. No, I spelled it. I literally spelled like the way it's properly spelled.
That's why I spelled it out, because I knew something like that.
No, because I knew, obviously, I know that that's not how you spell it, but I was just like, that's the first thing that came to my head, FAZE, and I was like, wait, no, that's stupid.
But the song,
that's nice.
The song. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool. It's there's this new. I'm on the side of TikTok where you get like a lot of amateur like artists. So there's this guy that goes around. I think it's New York City. Or I forgot. I don't know what park, but he walks around a park and he asks people, "Do you make music? Do you make music? Do you make music? Do you make music?"
Yeah, I saw that.
And when he finds someone, he then asks them, "Okay, well, what artists are you inspired by, and what do you think? What artists or music genre do you think your music is like?"
This guy's bio just says, "Hey."
Yeah.
So the person says whatever, and then he's like, "Okay, well, do you mind if we play one of your songs at the end of this video?" And obviously they're gonna say yes. So this guy was on that video, so I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, cool music. Yeah.
It's interesting.
The other one is gonna be "Told You So" by Adja, ADJA. And the title is "Told You So."
Oh, I just heard this song.
I played it on my Instagram story a couple days, I think 2 days ago or yesterday. But yeah, it was on my story. It's a good song.
Did you find this? Did you find this one through Tik as well?
This one was also on TikTok.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok of this one, so I was like, let me hear it, because like they played like the main point of the song, and I was like, I had liked it because I was like, it's on my likes, so I was like, I heard this one.
Yeah, the beginning is really good. I like the way that she works. She's the lyricist. I love the lyrics that she uses. Very creative, very very smooth. The overall package is really nice.
She reminds me of an artist. What's her name? She reminded me a lot of. She's very similar to Sloan. To Sloan's music, but I forgot her name. I don't remember it right now, but yeah, it's very similar to this, because I heard her and I was like, this is nice. I like shit like this.
Nice.
It's coffee shop music.
Jazz.
I also have like kind of not two more. They're kind of like one. It's just two throwaways. People are gonna like them anyways. They're mainstream, but I've been listening to a lot of Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. Love the song. Super cool. I thought it was about her relationship with Sabrina Carpenter's boyfriend. It was actually about one that only lasted 6 months, and this guy was actually a piece of shit and really creepy, so fuck that guy. And the other one is Super Shy by New Jeans. It's good. They're both really popular. They're both bangers. I figured they're kind of throwaways, you know. I was like, let me just toss them out there, because I like to like really recommend like the more niche shit, so people can kind of like, I don't know, it's cool. But yeah,
I do like that they use the Powerpuff Girls as their thing.
Yeah, it's cute. So those are like that's kind of what's been going on with like what's on repeat for Lee the past week. Those 4 songs that kind of been rotating. Final regards. I'm 30.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm officially 30. We did record
30
very
plus.
drunkenly on Richard's phone. Maybe when he goes through it, when he goes through it and he sees like what's salvageable, if any of it really is.
I didn't. I completely forgot.
fucked up.
Yeah.
We were beyond fucked up. I don't know when he's gonna play it. If he does here or in the next one, this is a reminder for future Richard to look at it if you want to.
It's because we didn't even segue to it, so it's just like I'd be weird to just randomly insert it. For the next one, we'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's I don't know how much of it's gonna be salvageable, but it was funny. We finally did like some little portion of our podcast in person. Derek makes a surprise
cameo where he just fucking
he's just talking shit.
Yeah,
because
he's drunk.
Yeah, but so yeah, it was cool. San Diego was fun. I honestly wish we kind of stayed another day because it was really cool vibes and I really wanted to swim in the pool, but it was fun. We got to go back again. We love it. Actually, we all had a really good time.
Collectively liked it.
Yeah, we all liked it. So it was a lot of fun. They had a pool at the hotel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, when did you see the pool? I didn't see it.
They had it on the 5th floor at the hotel we were staying at.
No, I know they had it, but I was just like, when did you see it?
Oh no, I didn't see it. I just
you just want to. Oh, okay.
wanted to go swimming.
I was like, when did you see the pool? I didn't see it.
Yeah, but yeah. So appreciate my friends for taking me. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, being 30 is just realizing my knee still hurts. That's kind of about it. Yeah, that's kind of it for me. Stay cute, Richard.
Cool. All right. We'll start off with music. I have 2 songs. They're not recently discovered anything, but I might as well go with it. First one is gonna be. Hold on, give me a second here. This one's a little bit more. I don't know how to explain it. Kind of like whatever. You'll listen to it. It's a nice little groove. It's called "Stop That Man" by Foot Rocket.
Stop that man.
It's like housey in a way. What's it called?
And funk.
Yeah, like just a really good beat to it. I don't know. I like it.
Oh, you know, it fits the album cover. It has that kind of like screen staticky, like from the 70s kind of like TV turning on vibe, changing the channel. Mm-hmm. It's that kind of vibe. If you feel me, you can picture and you can kind of guess what the song's kind of like. Yeah, it honestly fits that that imagery. So that's good.
I like it. It's just like a good, I don't know, chill track to listen to. Second song is drum and bass. It's called "Lady Killers" by Mosey. Drop comes in like at around a minute or so, but a very
Lady Killers.
It starts off pretty chill, but I like it. It gets kind of grimy. So, what's it called? Yeah, check that one out. As far as final remarks, yeah, I don't know. Don't be insecure. And what's it called? Yeah, I thank you guys for listening. Hope you have a good week. Stay safe, stay hydrated. It is hot as fuck. So
stay cool as hell.
Yeah, so if you can, stay in the shade and stay indoors if possible. But yeah, stay safe.
As soon as we're done with this, I'm taking off this shirt. Oh, this I got for my birthday. My brother got me this Totoro shirt.
Ooh,
cute.
I like it.
I would stand up, but I'm wearing shorts, and you can see my underwear because they're longer than my shorts. It's hot as shit out here. It's a lot of thigh.
All right. Well, with that being said, I don't have any music because I have been listening to a lot of repeats recently.
I feel that.
Watch the Barbie movie, guys.
I want to watch it. Did you watch it?
I want to see it too.
It doesn't come out till the 21st.
I thought it came out already.
No, it was an early screening.
I love the battle between Oppenheimer and Barbie. Yeah. I love that that's happening.
Yeah.
But I also love that people are like really smart about it and like go to sorry, I'm still listening to Richard's song and the drop just happened. I was like, what the fuck? I was not prepared for that. But Oppenheimer this is what you guys should do. Oppenheimer in the morning. Do you like when you're all depressed and shit? Kind of reset, refresh, and then end your day with Barbie, and then get some mimosas and shit. Be nice and toasty for Barbie, and then have a good time because apparently it's a cool little movie.
Yeah, it has a lot of nice reviews.
I saw Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps basically described it so well. It's stupid, but it's a good stupid.
Yeah,
you know?
Nice. It's stupid.
It knows what it is, and
it's a good summer movie.
Yeah,
that album too is like kind of wild. They got a lot of different people on there.
I haven't heard anything.
50-50's on there.
Nice.
50-50. Yeah, I was very surprised. I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
I could see that because there's different versions of like Ken and Barbie.
Different
that come
Barbies,
out.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so
That's
it's,
smart.
it's cute. It's cute. Oh my god, my camera does this all the time.
It's the Phasma shit.
Oh, there you go. We're good.
Yeah,
I hate you because I'm gonna hear that in the fucking audio.
No final remarks. Just watch the Barbie movie. Stay hydrated. Make sure you're checking off some things off your summer bucket list. We're officially been deep into summer now. We're balls deep in summer now. For the ones who said I can't wait for summer, fuck you. For the ones who are ready for winter, Halloween is just 100, and I think it was like last time I checked, it was like 109 days left. So,
my cousin is counting down the days
So
to
am I.
Christmas on his Discord status.
That's
there are
hilarious.
166 days until Christmas.
I love it. That's
Thanks
me with.
for having-
You know what? I'm gonna do that for
Or
Halloween.
Aiden,
now,
you're
I
right.
forget which one.
I'm gonna do that for Halloween for sure.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So summer's almost over, but for the time being, guys, hydrate, eat ice cream, stay safe. Wear a lot of sunscreen, please. Jesus Christ. I see so many people out and about are just burning.
That's me.
Skin cancer ain't
and
no
if
joke,
you-
y'all. It literally
Look at
takes
this.
10 minutes to save your
Yeah,
life.
dude, same. Look.
If you
My
drive
lighting
if you
doesn't
drive, check your tires. The heat does fuck everything up, and accidents are very reoccurring,
Oh
especially
yeah,
during
make
the
sure
summer.
your liquids are good. My mom's liquids have been kind of fucky, so we gotta check on that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, did I? Well,
It's
you know,
the
I'll tell
heat.
you guys off camera. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
But
anyway.
anyways, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys always. Have a good rest of your week. Love ya. Peace, peace, peace.
Bye.
love to see ya. Bye and show and chat. 30. There ain't no difference. There ain't
Told
no
you.
difference.
Oh God.
Still the same
Still-
scumbag.
The depression hasn't left.
And it never will.
Yay! Oh my God.